Hello everybody, Interi back again with another video. Yeah guys, it is time for Novak Djokovic, the current world number one. Somebody asked me, will you do a video about Novak Djokovic? A preview 2021 video about the current world number one Novak Djokovic. And of course, my friend, I will do. Of course I will do. Why not? If I've done one about Federer, if I've done one about Nadal, if I've done one, and now it is the time to do one about Novak Djokovic. And I'm gonna tell you guys why I am choosing to have Novak Djokovic last, and why I chosen Federer first, Nadal second, and one of the big three members, Novak Djokovic last. It is an easy answer to that why. For me, it is the hardest one to predict and to preview Novak Djokovic on how his season will be, 2021. Federer, I am pretty convinced how his season will be. No, Rafael Nadal's, I am pretty confident how his season will be. Novak Djokovic, it is all over the place in my head how I believe his season will be. So that's why I have chosen him last, because I have really hard to make my decisions. How many slams will he win? How many slams will he not win? Etc, 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 etc. But after thinking about this for a couple of weeks, I have made my mind, and I'm ready to do a video about Novak Djokovic and previewing his 2021 season. And let's get into it without further ado. Novak Djokovic, the world number one, yes. The 33 years old from Serbia. What do you think about his season? How that will unfold? Yeah, guys, look. He had a decent season in 2020. In a strange pandemic year that we had, he won 4 titles. 3 of them, they were big titles. One Grand Slam title, Australian Open, and 2 Masters. So he ended his season as world number one, equaling Pistol Pete's record for the 6th time. Pistol Pete, I believe, he ended as world number one 6 times. And Novak Djokovic now equaled Pistol Pete's record 6 times, if I'm not mistaken, ending as world number one. So Novak Djokovic had a really solid season, considering that he didn't have opportunity to play that many of tournaments. But he didn't have the best end of the season, I have to be honest. He didn't. After the restart of the season, he was not quite as good and as solid and as consistent and as clutch as he was in the beginning of the season when he won Australian Open and Dubai, and also was a big factor for Serbia to win the ATP Cup. So I have to be honest, it was not same Novak Djokovic I saw after the restart of the season. It was not. He was slower. He was not returning as good. He was not serving as good. He didn't find his spots as good in the serving department, because Novak Djokovic has never been a powerful server, but he has always been a good spot server. Not as good of spot server as Roger Federer, who is no one, but he's pretty good of finding his spots, Novak Djokovic, when he serves, and with his spot serves he does a lot of damage. So considering all this, that he didn't have the greatest end of the season, and some of you can say, but why he won the Cincinnati, he won after the restart of the season, he won Cincinnati, but he didn't won Cincinnati that bloody convincingly, in my opinion anyway. And he won Rome, yes, he won Rome, but it was not like player couldn't touch him. He was pretty beatable on Rome, even though he won Rome. But I felt that in Rome, Novak Djokovic was pretty much beatable. But he won it, so all credit to him. He won 2 straight Masters back-to-back, Cincinnati and Rome, in 2 different surfaces, hard court and clay. And then he played the final in French Open, where he did a solid tournament. He was in the final. He played his, I believe, his 5th French Open final. But he got destroyed against Rafa Nadal in that final. So that was not very convincing, a very good performance from Novak Djokovic in that final. All credit to Rafa. I'm not taking anything away from Rafa, but Novak, he should have put more of a fight. He barely, more or less, only was there to play drop shots. And you don't beat Rafa Nadal with only playing drop shots. Anyway, then he played a tournament in Vienna where he was not that very interesting. He was there more or less to win 2 matches. I'm not saying that he tanked the match against that Italian dude Sonego, but he was not playing like his life was on the line, let's be honest, against Sonego in that quarterfinal, where he got destroyed in straight sets. And then he played his last tournament of the 2020 season in London, where he reached the semi-final and lost to Dominic Thiem there in a close 3-setter. It was a deja vu. He was up in the 3rd tiebreak for love. Almost exactly the same score as it was in the previous year in 2019 against Dominic Thiem, but in a round-robin match where he was up in that tiebreak against Dominic Thiem in the 2019 match in London, at the finals in London, 4-1. Now even a better lead for love, but we all know what happened. Dominic won in the end the tiebreak this in 2020 7-5, and it was goodbye for Novak Djokovic. And previous in the round-robin matches he lost against Daniil Medvedev 6-3, 6-3, I believe. So what does all this mean? All this means that Novak Djokovic, believe it or not, my tennis friends all around the world, he is in a decline. Not a really hard decline, not a really panic decline, but he is in a slow motion of decline. Trust me, I can see it. He's not as fast as before. He's not returning as good as before. He's still the best returner in the business. Don't mislead my words. He is the best returner in the business. But is he as unhuman of returner like he was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago? No, he isn't. He isn't as good as a sharp of a returner like he was when he was in his peak years, 2011, 2015, when he won 6 majors, these two years combined. His best ever years in his career, 2011 and 2015. So he's not in that kind of mode. That for sure. I can tell you that, guys. So he's not as fast. He's not as good of a returner as before. And especially because he's still fast. He's still very flexible. And he still returns best in the business. But especially that I'm seeing one thing that I really, really have noticed with him. He isn't not as powerful as he was before. Not that Djokovic has been a la powerful player like Dominic Thiem or like Rafael Nadal or like Roger Federer, and hitting the ball, smacking the ball, smoking the ball, and hitting the ball like rockets. That is not what I'm saying. But he has hit on the ball harder when he was 23, 24, 25, 26 years old. I swear that to you guys. Just look at him, old matches, and you will see and you will know what I'm talking about. He's not hitting the ball as hard as he did before. I can tell you this, guys. Novak Djokovic, in his older days, he has become more of a goalkeeper. That was not always the case in his peak, absolute peak years. He has become more of a goalkeeper. I don't care what he says, because he also tends to be like Federer sometimes after his matches. He tends to be that, I swear, guys. And I can't stand that when I see it. When he lost against Dominic Thiem in that semi-final, when he was up in that 3rd set tiebreak 5-love, I'm sorry, 4-love or 4-0, call it what you want. And then Dominic came back and won that tiebreak in the end, 7-5. And after the match, he said, I was hitting the ball. I was not pushing it. But he just hit the ball and he made all those balls. No, Novak Djokovic. No, that is not true. You were pushing the ball. When you were up in the lead 4-love, in that third set tiebreak against Dominic Thiem 6-7 weeks ago in that ATP Tour Finals in London, you were pushing the ball. You were not hitting the ball. And that is what I tend to see with Novak Djokovic. He pushes the ball more nowadays when he's older than he did when he was 33, 34, 35 years, 23, 24, 20, 25 years old. He pushes the ball more when he's older. He is more of a goalkeeper nowadays and what was the case 10 years ago. I swear that to you guys. And I don't give a bloody damn what he says in his interviews, because he was pushing that ball when he was up in that lead 4-0 against Dominic Thiem in that tiebreak 6-7 weeks ago. He was pushing the ball. He was rolling the ball. I don't care what he says. He cannot fool me. Can he fool you? Can he fool you? And when he faces, and that is what I see with Novak Djokovic nowadays more when he's older. That was not the case. He was smashing the ball when he was younger. He was hitting harder. He was hitting flatter. He was doing more winners. Now he doesn't do a bunch of winners. I don't know. I have not looked this up, but how many winners does he average per match? How many? 15 to 20. 15 to 20. He doesn't average more winners. In 3 sets matches, I'm talking. 15 to 20 in 3 sets matches. Outside slams. In slams, he averages between 20 to 30 winners in slam matches. But why? Because he relies on his opponents to miss. And he does it. He does it exceptionally good. He does it exceptionally good, Novak Djokovic. We don't have any bigger, any better goalkeeper than Novak Djokovic on tennis in the ATP Tour. I swear that to you guys. We don't have. He's not as offensive as Rafael Nadal. He's not as offensive as Roger Federer. He's not as offensive as Dominic Thiem. He's not. He's not even as offensive as Daniil Medvedev. I swear that he's not. Not nowadays. Look, Novak Djokovic is the current world number 1, but he is slowly, not fast. It is not going fast here. He's still going deep in tournaments, but he's slowly declining. I swear that to you guys. And if you look at his 2 last Grand Slam titles he has won, for God's sakes, in 2019 when he won his 16th Slam in Wimbledon, Federer had him on his jaws. Federer had him on his jaws. But Federer, like Federer always is, not always, I need to be fair, like Federer sometimes is, more yes than not, he let him out of his jaws. He let him out. For God's sakes, 2 championship points in his own serve. And Federer, he just took that Santa Claus hat in his head and gave those 2 championship points away. But you can just see how close Novak was to not winning that 16th Grand Slam title. You can see that. And then in Australia, 1 year ago, against Dominic Thiem, it was a close battle, 5 sets. He won the 5th set 6-4. So it is not like Novak Djokovic is destroying his opponents. And now he's 1 year later, if you compare that with Australian Open 1 year ago when he won it. So Dominic Thiem is better, Daniil Medvedev is better, Alexander Sasha Zverev is better. For sure, these 3 players are better than 1 year ago. Dominic Thiem, Medvedev, and Alexander Sasha Zverev. I don't know if Tsitsipas is better. He's not had the greatest season in 2020, I must say. So, players really are not afraid of Novak Djokovic like it was the case 3, 4, 5 years ago. And when they will face him, they will believe they can beat him, especially top 10 players in the world, especially top 5 players in the world. And the players I'm talking about is Medvedev and Thiem. Look at Dominic Thiem and Novak Djokovic head-to-head, 7-5 to Novak. But if you go back the last 7 meetings between these two, it is 5-2 to Dominic Thiem. It is 5-2. Novak Djokovic, he owned Dominic Thiem in the beginning of their careers when they started to face each other for the first time. I believe the first time they faced each other was 2014. And Novak won 5 straight matches against Dominic Thiem. 5 straight matches. But if you look at their last 7 meetings between these two, both on clay and on hard courts, Dominic has won actually 5 meetings out of last 7 meetings between these two. So the last 7 meetings between Novak and Thiem is this 5-2 to Dominic Thiem in the head-to-head. So that proves to me, that makes me believe that Dominic Thiem, it is only a matter of, not a matter of if, forget if, it is only a matter of time where he will start defeating Novak Djokovic in the slams as well, outside clay, because we know that he has defeated him twice in French Open, but he has not defeated him in Australian Open, in US Open, and in Wimbledon. Not yet, at least. But it is only a matter of time. It is only a matter of time. It will happen sooner or later. And it is more sooner than it is what it is later. So, considering all this, Novak is not doing the greatest job in putting the ball away in the 0-4 shots. He's doing that. He's doing a terrible job on clay, for sure. He's doing that. I swear that. On clay, that's why Rafa crushed him in French Open final. Rafa was superior from 0-4 shots. Novak, not superior at all. But the case is also in the outside clay as well. I swear to you guys, I saw the match between Novak and Thiem in that ATP 2 finals in London. In that semi-final. Novak Djokovic cannot put the ball away. Even when the ball sometimes lands short, he cannot put the ball away. He does it sometimes, but not enough times. And Thiem, he can't put the ball away. He hits the ball really hard. The problem with Thiem is he's not always that consistent. When Thiem is redlining, he's extremely hard to defeat. Extremely hard to defeat. He can do so much damage from 0-4 shots. Thiem is an unbelievable player. Serve to plus points. Serve to plus points, Thiem just crushes the ball. Djokovic not. What is Djokovic's strengths? Returns, length, defending. Consistency. There you have it. Djokovic is not a powerful player. Djokovic doesn't crush the ball. Djokovic doesn't do over 40 winners. Djokovic relies on length. He has great length on his shots. And he's really good from the baseline. He is consistent. He doesn't do a bunch of unforced errors. But if he faces a player who is redlining, a la Dominic Thiem, who just crushes the ball and doesn't miss the ball that much, he'll take Novak Djokovic out in slams outside French Open. He will do it. It will happen sooner or later. More soon than later. So considering all this, player like Thiem, who really threats Novak Djokovic big times. Like I said, last 7 meetings, Thiem has won 5 of them. 5 of them. And Medvedev also threats Novak Djokovic. The head-to-head is 4-3 to Novak Djokovic. That's true. He leads the head-to-head. But you have to look at the recent matches. The last 4 meetings between Novak and Medvedev, Medvedev has won 3 of those. The last 4 meetings between Medvedev and Novak, Medvedev has won 3 of those last 4 meetings between these two. So the last 4 meetings between Medvedev and Djokovic, Medvedev leads 3-1. So my feeling is that This was a hard decision for me to make. I believe that Novak Djokovic in the 2021 season will win one Grand Slam title. I'm holding a half-open door to two. I'm not convinced about one. I'm not. I am holding a half-open door, not completely open. Are you seeing what I'm saying? Not completely open, not fully open, not 100% open. Because if it was 100% open, I will have said two. He will win two majors. And you will believe he will win three. Forget that. Forget. Are you listening what I'm saying? You heard it here first. I'm saying this with confidence. With confidence, I'm saying this. Three majors, Novak Djokovic, as 33 years old, almost 34. In May, he will be 34 years old. He will win three majors with Dominic Thiem around, with Daniil Medvedev around, with flat hitters like RBA who gives him a lot of headache, with flat hitters like Daniil Medvedev who gives Novak Djokovic a lot of troubles. And even one like PCB, even though PCB has never defeated Novak Djokovic, but he takes sets here and there, and it's only a matter of time as well where he also will defeat Novak Djokovic. He will not do big damage to Novak Djokovic because PCB is not any Medvedev or any team, but he can for sure make an upset here and there against Novak Djokovic, and I will not be surprised if that happens in one tournament here or in one tournament there, because Novak Djokovic doesn't like flat hitters like Medvedev, like RBA, like PCB. He doesn't like it. He hates facing flat hitters. Why do you think he loves facing Rafael Nadal, especially off clay? Because Rafael Nadal's balls, they land in Novak Djokovic's strike zone, and he doesn't have any troubles taking those balls with his double-handed backhand and just punishing Rafael Nadal with his cross-court backhand. But Medvedev's, RBA's, PCB's balls, they don't land in Novak Djokovic's strike zone because they hit the ball really flat, all three of them. So, I believe Novak Djokovic will win one major this year, 2021. One major. And that major, I believe it will be Wimbledon, because in Wimbledon, we don't have that many of big, great grass court player. Guys, just face it. How many good grass court players do we have? Federer, Nadal, Djokovic. Do we have any others? Do we? Kevin Anderson, he has played one final. He was smoked 3 in straight sets against Novak Djokovic, 2018. Do we have any good grass court players? No. And Novak Djokovic, he has always his returns. Novak Djokovic, he has his spot serving. So he will always be super dangerous on grass. And on grass, he doesn't have that many threats like he has on hard courts. In Australian Open and in US Open. He doesn't have. Who is Novak Djokovic's biggest threat in Wimbledon? Probably a 39 years old, almost 40 years old, when Wimbledon will be around. Roger Federer. And maybe Nadal. Nadal also is a pretty good grass court player who has played 5 finals in Wimbledon. But so more than Medvedev is not any good grass court player. Thiem is not the most superior grass court player. Even though that I think he can do some damage, actually, Thiem. I think that he will not be awful on grass, Thiem, in forever time. But Thiem is not ready to defeat Novak Djokovic in Wimbledon yet. But Thiem is for sure ready to defeat Novak Djokovic in Australian Open. Thiem is for sure ready to defeat Novak Djokovic in US Open. These hardcourt slams is where Novak Djokovic is in big danger. And some of you can say, but he has won Australian Open 8 times. Yeah, he has won. But that he's not any Rafa Nadal in Australian Open like Rafa Nadal is in French Open. Forget that. Don't come with me and say it is the same dude. No, Rafa Nadal is 102 in matches in French Open. 102. So in percent, if you count in percent, Rafa Nadal, when he enters the French Open, it is 98% he will win that event. Novak Djokovic, he's in Australian Open. Do you know how his stats is? 75-8. He has won 75 matches in Australian Open and lost 8. Is this the same to you? Is this the same? Is Novak Djokovic as invincible in Australian Open like Rafa Nadal is in French Open? Of course, it is not the same. It is totally, completely different animals. Novak Djokovic is much more beatable in Australian Open. And he has won Australian Open 2 straight years now, 2019 and 2020. Do you know that it is happened Novak Djokovic only one time where he has won Australian Open 3 straight years, 2011, 2012 and 2013. That is the only time he has won Australian Open in 3 straight years. But he was much younger back then. He was much stronger back then. He was also much stronger physically. I have seen Novak Djokovic getting in matches very tired more nowadays than he was when he was younger. Back in 2011 and 12 and 13, when he won those 3 straight Australian Opens, he was, if I'm not mistaken, 23, 24, 25 years old. 23, 24, 25 years old. It is a different dude back then. Now he is 33 years old. So if he managed to win Australian Open, which he can do, that's why I am leaving a half open door to him. Not a completely open door. Not a completely. He will need to do it with 31 years old, 2019, 32 years old, 2020, 33 years old, 2021. And that is easier said than done. And the competition getting harder and harder, where Dominic Thiem and Daniil Medvedev is giving him a hell of a time on tennis courts, and where they have a plus head-to-head if you look at their recent meetings. Like I said, Dominic Thiem leads 5-2 against Djokovic the last 7 meetings, and Daniil Medvedev leads 3-1 against Novak Djokovic the last 4 meetings. And Novak Djokovic absolutely can defeat both Thiem and Medvedev in Australian Open. He can do it. But it will not be easy. It will not be easy. Trust me, it will not. Because I'm not that big of... Because I feel that Thiem and Medvedev gives Novak Djokovic more trouble on hard courts than what Rafa does. Rafa has not defeated Novak on hard courts since 2013 US Open. 8 years, man. 8 years. So Novak Djokovic, he should most be worried about in hard courts, both in Australian Open and in US Open, that he should most feel concerned from Thiem and Medvedev, not that big concern from Rafa Nadal. But I'm not saying that it's impossible for Novak to win Australian Open. It is not impossible. Absolutely not. He can do it. I give Novak Djokovic 50% chances to win Australian Open. 50, not more. 50. I don't give him more. 50. But I have a feeling that Novak Djokovic will win 1 major in 2021. He's on a decline. Guys, I've heard this word. Are we seeing the change of the guard? Are we seeing the change of the guard? Yeah, we are seeing slowly, slow motion. Not fast. It's not going speed demon fast. It's going in slow motion. Slow motion. We are seeing. Guys, look, Djokovic and Nadal, they have done a tremendous good job winning majors over 30 years old. You know that Djokovic has won 5 majors over 30 years old? 5. That is tremendous good job from him. Nadal even better. He has won 6. He has won 6 majors over 30 years old. Federer is the worst of these 3. He has won 4. But you have to also have one thing in mind, that winning Grand Slam titles over 30 years old, it is easier said than done. That is not a normal thing to do. You don't win your majority of your Grand Slam titles over 30 years old. You don't do it. That's why I laugh when I hear some of comments, when I read some of comments, both in my videos and other videos, people say Djokovic will win 25 majors. He will never win 25 majors. Never. Forget that. Never, never, never. He will win 25 majors. Are you crazy? Do you think it is easy winning majors over 30 years old? Do you think it's walk in the park winning Grand Slam titles? It is not easy, for God's sakes. What are you talking about? 25 majors. He has 17 now. So I believe Novak Djokovic, he will have a decent year. he will win one major, and I think it will be in Wimbledon. Maybe two. Maybe. I give him a half open door to win two. Three, no. Forget three. No, he will not win three. Forget it. I will be shocked if he wins three majors as 33 years old, as 34 years old in 2021. With hard competitions, with Dominic Thiem, with Daniil Medvedev, who are beating him more yes than not in recent meetings. More yes than not. I will be shocked if Djokovic wins three majors in 2021. I will not be shocked if he wins two. I will not even be surprised if he wins two. I'll give him 50% chances to win two majors. But my feeling is that when it's all said and done, 1 year from now, he has won one major, and that major will be in Wimbledon. I have a feeling that we will see a new Australian Open champion. Who that player will be, I will not reveal it yet, because I don't want to ruin the excitement. You have to wait and see who I will choose as my player to win Australian Open when the draw will come out. I have a feeling that I don't know. I just have that feeling that we will see. Will Djokovic win the Australian Open for the third time for the third straight year? Do it that for the second time in his career, like he did in 2011, 2012, and 2013? Will he do it that for the second time in his career, winning the Australian Open for the third straight year, as 33 years old? I don't think so. I just don't think so. He's not as good of a player as 33 years old as he was when he was 23 years old. He's not. Or 24 years old, or 25 years old. He's not. He's still very good, but not as good as he was when he was 23, 24, and 25 years old. And players like Thiem and Medvedev are just beating him more and more. And it is only a matter of time when they will start beating him in slams off clay, like Thiem has done twice in French Open. It's only a matter of time. It will happen. Trust me, it will happen. It is only a matter of time. The changing of the guard, it is happening in slow motion. And some of you believe that Djokovic and Nadal will win all the majors this year. They will. You know, guys, forget that. That will not happen. Nadal and Djokovic will not win all the majors this year. That will not happen. You know that when Rafa was facing Medvedev in semi-final in London, and Djokovic was facing Thiem in London in that ATP Tour finals 6 weeks ago, it was the first ever time in my life where I have picked one of these players to lose in the semi-finals. You know that? I picked Thiem. I picked Djokovic to lose against Thiem. It was the first ever time when Djokovic and Nadal, they have been in the semi-finals, and I have not picked one of them to go to the final, which I didn't pick Novak to not do. And I was right in one. Novak lost. I was wrong in the other one. Nadal lost as well. So none of these two went to the final. And we saw the last Grand Slam tournament we saw in French Open, they faced each other in the final. Do you think that we will see just 3-4 months later the same players in a Grand Slam final, Nadal and Djokovic? No. It is not happening that often nowadays that they are facing each other in Grand Slam finals, Nadal and Djokovic. Last time they faced each other in a Grand Slam final before this French Open was in Australian Open 2019. So how long is it? 18 months ago. Almost 2 years. So you can see that the changing of the guard is happening. Yeah, I swear it is happening. Slow motion. So you believe that Nadal and Djokovic will win all the majors this year, 2021. Say Djokovic wins 2, Nadal wins 2, or Djokovic wins 3, Nadal wins 1, or Nadal wins 3, Djokovic wins 1, or that will not happen. Trust me, that will not happen. I am pretty confident in that, to predict that Djokovic and Nadal will not win all the 4 majors in 2021. Trust me. So my preview, I think Djokovic will win 5-6 titles this year. I don't think he will win more. 5-6 titles. That's what I feel. I think he will win 1 major, 2-3 Masters. 2-3 Masters he will win, and mostly of those Masters will be on hard courts, not on clay. So say Djokovic wins one Grand Slam title, maybe 2, Maybe I'm giving a half open door to 2, but my feeling is more of that he wins 1 than 2. More that he wins 1 than 2, and that one will be Wimbledon. I just don't see anyone. I have difficult to see him lose in Wimbledon. He just have less threats there because, like I said, we don't have so many grass court specialists besides Federer and Nadal on grass. But on hard courts like Australian Open and US Open, he has much more threats. So I see Novak Djokovic winning 1 major, and that is in Wimbledon. Maybe two, but I'm more 1 than 2, and 3 masters, and 1 or 2 other 500 class tournaments. So I see Novak Djokovic season landing with 5 or 6 victories in the entire season. 5 or 6, not more. Absolutely not more. He will win 5 or 6 tournaments, and I believe, that is my feeling, Novak Djokovic will end as world number 1, in 2021, and it will be his last year ending as world number 1. I don't think this will be his last year as ending as world number 1, and after this 2021 season, I don't think Novak Djokovic will never end as world number 1 again in his career. I think that Novak Djokovic, and if Novak wins 2 majors this year, if he wins 2 majors, which is not impossible, this will be his last year where he wins 2 majors. Last. You are hearing what I'm saying? His last year. In 2022, 2023, Novak will not win 2 majors anymore in his career. If he wins 2, which I give him 50% chances that he wins 2, it will be his last year winning 2. But I have a feeling that he will win 1. I will not be surprised if we see 4 different Grand Slam champions this year. I will not be surprised at all. So guys, there you have it, guys, because this video has been pretty long now. I should wrap this video out now. I hope you enjoyed this one. Take care, guys, and bye-bye.